half of the people studying were wives to Korean men. And I remember walking into the room maybe 2 weeks before Chuseok, and everyone had this look of dread on their face.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Sizzle. I'm your host John.
And I'm Jay.
Welcome back. We talk everything K-pop, K-culture, K-dramas. Today we're talking about getting married in Korea. And if you haven't seen our first video, Jay kind of tells you like being at a Korean wedding and how different it is compared to a Western stuff.
Yeah, it's very different. Like the whole ceremony is different, the reception is different. And now we're going to be talking about all that comes before you go actual wedding.
Yes, so before you actually get married, there's a lot of things you need to prepare for. So if you guys didn't know, I'm married to a Korean person, so I guess I qualify to speak on this. But there's a lot of things that you need to prepare, and if you don't know, coming to Korea is already pretty difficult for a lot of people from different countries. But since we're from the U.S., it's a little bit easier for them to.
We have a lot more job opportunities. That makes sense.
When I first came here, it was a D4 visa, and then I had to do Korean language classes. You did the same thing, right?
I was on D2, which was just regular
Student. Yeah, so I moved from a D4 to D2 once I entered my MBA program. So, and then after D2, yes, it's a D10.
Yeah.
So for graduate students, you get 2 years of a grace period to look for a full-time job in Korea. So that's a D10, but you have to update it every 6 months to let them know what you're looking for, where you're at your job search step. And then if you can't either get a job or get married, you have to go back home.
Yeah.
They kick you out. So what happened was I actually got married right before my visa expired because my fiance or my girlfriend at the time begged me, like,
Not to leave.
No, but just like, oh, like, don't leave, but also like, let's get married. We've been going on for like a couple years already, but I wasn't ready. But I was like, hey, I need to make a decision, so I said yes. Let's get married. And that changes to an F6 visa, which is a spouse visa, and there's a lot of things you need to do. And one of them is, very interestingly, Jay talked about it in the last video, is you need to prove that you and your significant other have been dating for a while.
Yeah, it's very thorough. If anything, you have to show how long you've been a couple, pictures, trips that you took together. If you have, so sometimes people have like joint accounts. If you have one of those, like conversations to show that it's not just a fake relationship, like you actually know each other.
I think it happens a lot in Korea where a lot of foreigners marry Korean people so that they can stay here and get the benefits of being in Korea, which I feel are sometimes a lot better than the US. If you guys don't know, if you get married to a Korean person and you're newlyweds, you get discounts for many things, especially like buying a house.
You get actually money from the government.
Yeah.
They give you money just to get married and stay together.
So in order to document your dating relationship, Jade said there was an app that shows,
There's like a couple app where it's like, when did you start dating? What are the things that you like about each other? Or like favorite foods and stuff. And there's like a quiz that you could do like to learn about each other, little games and things like that.
So it's best to keep it like safe.
Yeah, like or a lot of people do like the cacao couple thing. Have you seen that? where it's like, how many days have you been together, and then it has like the date, and you can put it on your Kakao profile.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, a lot of my couple friends, like my friends and couples do it, and they'll have it at the top of their profile, like, it's been 600 days. It's really cute, but I've seen it a lot.
Okay, so if you guys are really serious about that relationship, make sure you guys document it. Also link down in the description box all the documents you need in order to get married. We won't go into that because it's really boring. But you need to include like your tax information, whether you know when you work in Korea, how much money you're making, how much the Korean person is making, so that they can prove you can have income while you're living in Korea. But anyways, let's get to the fun part. What's it like being married, like living in Korea? And I would say it's like anything else, like before I was married, because we were already living together before.
So it's not much.
It didn't change, but if you haven't lived with a Korean person, it can be pretty dramatic.
Yeah, especially if you don't know, because I feel like there's like American lifestyles and European lifestyles and then Korean lifestyles. Things are very specific. Like
I would recommend like you guys to talk it over before you get married. Like all the things that are important to you or important to that person, make a list and your goals and all that kind of stuff, so that you guys are on the same page and nothing is a surprise after you get married. I think that's basic for any marriage, but I mean, especially if you're doing racial marriage or you know with a Korean person, they have certain expectations and you don't want to surprise anyone.
yeah,
Because once they're surprised and it's not on their agenda, that's where problems happen. So, but anyways, did you know that being a Korean wife, a lot of like, especially during the holidays,
it's very, very difficult. You know, I took a Korean class for a couple months, and half of the people studying were wives to Korean men. And I remember walking into the room maybe 2 weeks before Chuseok, and everyone had this look of dread on their face. And I was like, why is everybody so sad? And they're like, I have to prepare from today for my family to come, because the Korean husband's family, especially if he's like the first son, they have a lot of responsibility. The wives have to cook and prepare food, and especially at Chuseok you do the
bowing.
They have the memorial for their ancestors sometimes. Like if their great grandfather died or someone, they give out food. They prepare specific foods for the memorial, and they have to make all of that, and then make sure it's perfect. And it's very, very stressful.
That's why my wife always thanks me that I'm not Korean, because the Korean guys usually don't do anything.
Yeah.
They sit around watching TV. So, you know, being a Korean wife, depending on your family that you are married into, can be very stressful, and you might get into fights with your in-laws. That's all I'm saying. But just be prepared that there's a lot of responsibility if you marry a Korean guy, that you have to do a lot more than what you're used to.
Yeah.
But since my wife married me, we don't have anything to do with, you know, Chuseok. She doesn't do anything. but like, since I'm not Korean, there's no rules about like you need to like serve John's like parents or anything like that. But I think one of the things that really make a relationship work is communication. So if you can speak to your in-laws in Korean, or they can speak English, that would be a lot better.
Yeah, I feel like that was a big issue for a lot of women coming here. If they were getting married, I would say like you met your boyfriend in America, so he speaks English, but then you all want to come back here together, and it's very difficult because you can't speak Korean, or you want to speak to your in-laws, but you can't even say nothing more than hello, so it's kind of hard. So you have to keep all of this in mind when you want to get married.
It is a big decision. But I highly recommend you guys study Korean and practice, so you can talk to and also feel not left out. Because even for me, like I can speak at an intermediate, advanced level, but I feel left out a lot of times when they are talking with each other. But they know that like I can't understand everything, so it's okay. So I just want you guys to know that even if you don't know Korean like 100%, it's still okay. At least you show you tried.
Yes.
You're trying, and if you show that effort, I think your in-laws will accept you. I think it's a little bit.
It's like it's because I feel like sometimes people who come to Korea and they think it's too hard, so they have like this hesitation to go all in and like really accept themselves in the culture. But when you do that, then you'll always be kind of an outsider.
Yeah, so you gotta be open-minded and be flexible. That it might not go as what you planned. And usually the hardest part of being in a Korean marriage is communication and the in-laws.
Yes.
It's always like that. And I don't know if it is with other cultures or not, but for me, having that good relationship with your in-laws makes everything smoother. I feel like once you can make your in-laws happy, your spouse will be happy, and then you're happy. And then you can do things together and you can be that happy family. But if, that's what I hear from a lot of intercultural, international couples is getting along with their in-laws.
Yes. It's very important. I think one of the most important parts of getting married here is the in-laws.
Yeah.
But even for Koreans as well. So it's,
They get nervous when, like my wife gets nervous when she meets my parents as well. Because she has to like speak only in English, and it's a lot. It's kind of stressful for her. But I think the more they get to know each other and interact with each other, they get more comfortable.
it's all a process. You just have to trust. So what are some benefits of getting married and having that kind of marriage?
Like starting a family here. So basically, if you have an F6 visa, you have to renew it every year. So if you don't have kids, so I had to renew it every year since I've been married, and you pay like I think like $30,000. It's kind of affordable, but the irritating part is you have to go
To the office.
and get it done.
It's so because for when you're a teacher visa, it automatically renews now online. You can do it online now. So I would look into it because it's so annoying to have to go all the way.
Yeah, it's kind of far away. Yeah, but if you have kids, you can extend it to 3 years. So recently, I found out my wife was pregnant. So she applied for the visa. She told the visa department, and they extended my visa for 3 years. So yes, that's what the benefits are. Is that you don't have to renew it every year or every 6 months or whatever it is. And also, if you are pregnant,
You get
there's a lot of benefits.
Yeah,
Your
being
kids
pregnant
get a
in
lot.
Korea is the best, I think, of all countries I've ever been to. Yeah, so if you're pregnant in Korea, you get like a pass. And it has all of these like benefits, like you get your own seat on the train, or even like
It's a pink little tag that you get from the
and you get like discounts and stuff. It's really cool.
And if you are an international couple, you actually get bumped up in kindergarten. So kindergarten is like kind of expensive in the U.S. Because my brother pays for it right now, and it's very expensive. But in Korea, it's free. And also, if you are an international couple, they bump you at the front of the list. So your kids get.
Because they want them to learn Korean.
Yeah, maybe. But also, the more kids you have, the government gives you more money. So the
You
money.
get paid per kid, I think, in
Yeah, you
Korea.
get paid per kid, and the money is pretty good. You get several $100s a month, up to a certain point, obviously.
While they grow up.
Yeah, when they get older, but it's still a lot better than the U.S. And because the U.S. you don't get anything.
Yeah, and even giving birth in Korea is so nice. Like there's like, you stay in the hospital for up to 2 weeks. And that first 2 weeks, you're just recovering. You don't have to take care of your baby. There's a
Do
nurse.
they get paid for all that?
Yeah, it's like a whole package, but it's
okay.
not super expensive. It's very affordable because they want you to feel really comfortable. So the nurses there will teach you how to take care of your baby, make sure you're not overstressed. They watch your like levels while you're there. But in the States, it's like 3 days and they kick you out and go home. So when I found out about that, I was like, wow. I'm like, it's very, very hands-on. It's very comfortable to make sure the wives are very happy.
And also, like parking spaces, they have the same like pregnant person. It's like pink parking spaces in front of the buildings. That's awesome. And it's for all pregnant people. You can park there right in front of the building. And, usually they're in like banks, government offices, but it's just certain perks that make it a lot more, I guess, incentive.
Yeah, it's like
to have a
small
kid.
incentives. Hey, have more children.
Yeah, so let us know down in the comments below what you guys think about getting married to a Korean person. Would you do it? Are you thinking about doing it? Or did we change your mind about it?
Yeah, is this not interesting at all?
Yeah. So please like and subscribe, share it with your friends so that we can share this information with everyone so everyone has a better idea of what's it really like,
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of a dream now. Like everyone's like, I want to find a perfect Korean husband, but
it's not. There's no one.
not exactly what
Yeah, it's not what you think. But I hope I help you.
You learn
kind of
more
learn.
if you have someone you have in mind and you're thinking about getting married. This is a little bit more information to help you be prepared.
Awesome. So we'll see you in the next video. Annyeong!